So today we are a lumberjack that needs to be strong enough to chop down some elder trees because nothing bad ever happened from messing with something that has elder in the name. So to start things off, we just walk over to any old tree and then just start chopping at it until it pops out into the little logs here. And then we have one in hand, so we just bring it over to the chipper here and then throw it in, and their coin pops out. Rinse and repeat. Every log is worth $1, I guess. I guess there's a lot of supply here. Makes sense. And so at the end of one tree, we have $7. Unless there's another log hiding in the grass here, but there is a mushroom. Collected that. Don't know what we're gonna do with it. But we still have the energy for another tree, thankfully, stump included. And there's also some interesting little beams of light in the sky that I feel like is gonna be very good for us to get to. But now that's 2 trees down and we have $14. Now we don't have really any energy, so we might as well just go inside the house here where we have the only thing we ever need in life, a bench, to just continue pumping iron, and that is how we get stronger. After also donating some money, so let's increase our carrying capacity to 3. So that works out for us, and then we should be able to, I guess, explore a little bit more, see what's over here. There is another mushroom, might as well get that. Just yoink. And there's also a portal here of sorts. No idea what we're doing with this, but I guess that's why we need to chop down 1,000 of those elder trees. And it is also getting kinda dark here, so we might be done with the workday pretty soon, but ooh, there's a cellar back here. Nice. Can we get in? Hello, open up. Maybe not. But it is also nighttime and we can't really work in these conditions, so let's just go to bed, where we start full of energy the next day. All very little amount of energy. That just means we'll have to chop down more trees, and we do have more lumber in hand, so all of it goes in. Very nice. And let's see, let's keep track of where that beam of light is in the sky and just carve a path through right here. Hopefully it's not too deep in the woods. Ooh, there's a weird glowing berry bush there. It does look the same as the berry bushes that are over here. So what do these do? Do we just harvest that? Hey, it regained our energy a little bit. Nice. Could definitely use more of that then. Oh, there's also a weird thing on the back of the gnome's, like, mushroom house. And we can actually get in pretty deep here where we can see the trees are changing slightly. But we'll deal with that later. What is this? Honestly, this is a weird sort of lamp, but there's a fairy inside. Hello. I must speak quickly so the gnome doesn't hear me. Oh, he's trapped me here to power his little mushroom kiosk. I see. I'm a fairy and I used to be a leader of many others who once filled this forest until the gnomes came in, captured us all, bottled us up, then shipped us off to who knows where. Okay, so we have some conspiracy already. Can still sense a few friends in the forest. Could you please go and find them for me? What do I get in exchange? Help them out. When you found them all, return to me. Okay then. So that does things, but there's also weird glowy bits here. Is that a drone? Just a weird witch drone? And then a other thing, and this. Can I buy anything here? 1,000 elder tree logs. Find multiple paths through the forest. Okay, can we buy anything here? I guess not, but he does have a map in the back there that I guess is the path to some of the things that we need. I mean, maybe. There's also quite a few mushrooms over in that direction. A lot of them, actually. Do we have the energy to chop this tree down and get over there? Oh, we don't. But there is a vending machine here. Can I use this? Hello, can I use it? I guess not. So we're definitely gonna need some more max stamina. And I guess we could increase our throw distance as well. This should mean that we don't need to get as close to the wood chipper to throw the logs in. And there's also swing power as well, since we have the money for it. So that did increase our stamina a little bit after upgrading it. Oh, and now there's a thing here. That was quick. Interested in a drone? Yes, please. Can build you one that will automatically go out and harvest any missed logs. Oh, yes, please. We'll need a few missing parts. All right, and he gave us a radar to track the pieces down. Sweet. So, radar. Yes. Is that just the compass at the top? I didn't see that. It looks like there's a thingy over this direction. Or why is it? Oh, is that just turn around, find the house kind of thing? Okay, then let's just harvest the mushrooms right here because it's almost nighttime. Can I reach that one? Oh, I can't quite reach that one. Ah, well, might as well do this another day. Although there is a dot next to the compass as well. Does that mean anything? I'm not sure, but I kind of want to get to where all those mushrooms are. Whoa, wow, okay, chopping power went up so fast. That is amazing. And throw distance, oh yeah, all the way over there. Just yeet and the coins get spit back in my face. So already we are becoming a lot better at harvesting all these trees. Which I think that number is saying there's 10,000 trees in this forest. Wow. Could we harvest all the trees and then just turn this into a weird secluded valley? But the trees are getting a little longer to chop down the further we go in, but we are almost to the mushrooms over there. Is that a cave? It's almost a cave, it looks like. But thankfully, our axe is still strong enough to cut through all these trees, even though it might be worth upgrading it at some point. Which I believe we can do here at this sharpening wheel. Oh, for 250, never mind. We need some more valuable logs for that, but we are getting so close to the mushrooms. I can almost smell them. Hopefully these aren't the kind of mushrooms that take over your brain, because that is honestly terrifying. Especially when you consider that, like, mushrooms have, like, a whole network of interconnectivity that they have in, like, forests. So, don't need to be part of a hive mind right now, thank you very much. But we got all the mushrooms out of that little, I guess it wasn't as deep of a cave as I thought. It's just kind of more like a interesting texture moment. But it is also currently nighttime, and we still have a lot of logs to harvest here. So, I guess this is the time where we find out if anything bad lurks in the forest. I sure hope not. Okay, it is currently the witching hour, and things are looking kind of fine. It's currently dark right now. And we still need to rest to replenish energy, so hopefully we finish this up pretty quickly. So we can at least get a couple hours of snoozing, rest until morning, and thankfully we still get all of our energy. But let's see the other desk at this kiosk, which has lanterns. Very colorful ones too. A night owl, are ya? You'll be wanting one of these lanterns. And lanterns do what lanterns do. Can offer one for some of the mushrooms you have. Oh wow. So that's what we use them for. Stay lit, stay safe. So we need 200 mushrooms for a lantern. My goodness, what a racket. But we should also spend some of this money to enhance ourselves, I think, before we set out for work. So pump in a little bit more iron. And if we get our carry capacity up to 7, that's an entire tree's worth. And we could definitely use some more sprint endurance, because that was a lot of back and forth that we were doing, but we also have some more walking speed. So let's carve through more this way to that one light, and we're able to pick up all the logs from that tree. Awesome. And they all go in. That's a lot of coins being spit out. And we're almost to this little stamina bush, which I think we should save for a little bit later. And we're also at the next tier of tree, which requires axe level 2. And oh no, that log fell out of range a little bit. That's annoying. But thankfully we're able to get all of that. And now we're really raking up money, but we should probably maybe stick to the trees that are closest to the edge of the forest, because I think they're slightly easier to chop down, or I'm just fooling myself. In which case I will continue to fool myself. And we have enough stamina for, it seems like 5 trees worth. Oh, but the stamina bushes over here replenished, so that's good news. And it seems like it is a percentage of stamina that's regenerated. And maybe we should keep an eye out for another one of those caves to find even more mushrooms, which I do see, I think, another stamina bush way down there. But there's also another mushroom right here, and there's another one right there. I feel like if I'm gonna be collecting mushrooms, it's gonna be like a weird breadcrumb trail that leads me deep into somewhere, and then I just get lost and confused, and there's a house made of candy or something like that. Not a fun time. But there's also more logs to harvest that I can't get to, and we are currently out of stamina. Oh wait, we did get this bush here. Just a little venture in to get a tiny bit of stamina to finish off this tree. There we go. So I think that's really all we can do today. Can you give us any hints about where your fairy friends are? There are 6 of them. Okay. How many lights are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 lights. Oh wait, there's number 6. So these lights must be the fairies. So we are on our way to a fairy. Neat. But to be better at our job, I think we need to save up to improve our axe. Which the fact that we're able to make $7 at a time is pretty good. We should be able to get that pretty soon, because we're able to chop our way to $100 now, until we run out of stamina and there's no more stamina berries for us to eat. Unless there's some that are hidden here. I am still curious what's the deal with this cellar door here. Is it a cellar or a bunker? That seems pretty fortified. I'm not gonna harvest the elder trees and then there's gonna be an apocalypse scenario, am I? I've had enough Cthulhu for one day and I haven't even seen one yet. But maybe we should regenerate our stamina. Can I just, oh, I can buy these. E-drink, $50, wow. You know what, let's just buy one of those. And then might as well just rest until morning so we can have one fresh to go right away. I really hope the better tiers of trees become a lot more lucrative on returns, because that's gonna make the drinks very expensive. Thankfully though, we are able to replenish all of our money very quickly. But now we're out of stamina, so the bushes are currently not back yet, so let's just chug the e-drink, and that fills our stamina up completely. So it might be beneficial to max out our stamina as soon as possible, because that would make the e-drinks a lot more valuable. It also makes me wonder if the berry bushes replenish stamina a fixed amount or if it's more like a percentage. But if it is a fixed amount, then those e-drinks are gonna become a lot more beneficial. Plus, they also look like one of those drinks that Stan Lee drank in the Hulk movie. Was that ever a real drink? I always wanted to try one, even if it meant that I didn't necessarily get, you know, crazy go big and green powers. Thankfully, though, the berry bushes did come back. So, a couple of these. And a couple of those. I don't think the one in the forest came back yet. Now, we don't have the stamina for another tree, so let's just go to bed. Although also, how expensive is it to upgrade more max stamina? $24 right now? That's not so bad. And now the berry bush in the forest is back, so we can get through more trees easier, and we are also widening out the little clearing that we have. Also, I hope that we get like a drone at some point that's like a circular saw that flies through all the trees, because if we have to harvest 1,000 elder trees like this, then that's gonna be a bad time. It's already a bad time we're dealing with something that has elder in the name. Next thing you know, one of these trees is gonna come alive and then march on Isengard. But with these 5 logs here, we are able to get to $200, which I think was how much we needed for... Well, we need 200 mushrooms for a lantern, and we need to find parts for the drone, which I haven't really noticed any changes on like the radar or anything. But we've also harvested 50 trees already, I noticed. Goodness. At least this next day, we should only need to harvest like 6 more trees, and then we can afford to upgrade our axe. And just like that, $250 and change. So now we can finally sharpen the axe to level 2, yes. And it actually looks like a proper axe this time instead of like a rock on a stick. So now if we bring that over to one of the basic trees, does that chop it down a little faster? I think it does. But more importantly, I want to take this to one of those level 2 trees right here, yes. Chop it, yes, we're able to get it. It does take a little bit longer, but we're able to get the whole tree down. And did it drop more logs? No, it dropped the same amount of logs. That's fine. So now each of these logs is... I think that was worth 2 per log, or maybe a little more. Either way, it does take a fair amount of stamina to get rid of these things, so maybe we upgrade our chopping power now, which we should be able to do because, oh yes, that is a lot more lucrative. Swing power, upgrade, and then maybe more throw distance as well, because we're getting deeper into the woods, and then more sprint endurance. I want to get these trees to the point where we can just take them down in one go. Works very nicely. And then how far can we throw them now? Oh, very far, wow. Never mind being a lumberjack, I should be doing shot put right now. Enough of this, and hopefully I can become the kind of lumberjack that has a big blue ox as a companion. If you understood that reference, congratulations, you can claim your Midwest card. Because I'm pretty sure that's the only people that really remember him these days. But also, since the new trees are worth a lot more money, it should be a lot more feasible to afford one of those e-drinks. Or maybe a couple of them. But we do need to chop down more of these to actually justify that. So we might as well start that up. And we don't have to leave the trees too far before we can throw them in. And hopefully soon we can get to the point where we can work a full daytime period without running out of stamina. We're almost there, but we're also relying on berry bushes to do that. And we can't really do any more. So unless we go back to this, we can chop down part of a tree, but not the full thing. Also, what does it take to upgrade our axe again? 1,000! Wow, okay then. Might as well just put money towards this in the meantime. More max stamina. And that costs 168 on the next one. How about more carry capacity so we can carry 2 trees at once? So we get 1 tree down and then 2 trees down. And we are carrying 14 logs at once, wow. All of it goes in. Yes, money shower. Still not really sure if we're getting closer to one of those drone parts though, but I do see something right there. Okay, it's a rock. It looked like spider legs. Can only see the outline from a distance. Oh, hold on. Was that a critical swing? I was just holding down the button this whole time. Hold on. I gotta try that. Okay, so we swing. Oh, so if we swing when the icon is yellow, then that's a faster swing? Oh, wow. Or is it free on stamina use too? Nope, it's just faster. But that is awesome. Is it stronger too? I can't really tell. But that is helping get through these trees in a quicker time. And where'd that light go? Okay, so it's straight this way. But some of these trees are very thickly placed together, so... Oh, and there's a wall. Great. Just what I needed. So I guess we gotta go along the path that way. There's also a couple logs that oh, really? You have to be on the other side of something else? I can't even chop down a tree entirely. Oh, fine. But at least we have $245 again. So should we buy a couple drinks now? Sure, buy a couple of those. And then let's just start a day fresh so we have all the stamina that we can get. And here I thought it was gonna be an easy path to the glowing light that might be a fairy. Oh, what a fool I was for thinking it would be so simple. But oh, the logs are just a little bit away because another tree gets in the way. It's so annoying. But thankfully, an increased throw distance is very useful. A part of me also wonders what would happen if, like, we spent all the money terribly and then we were just kind of soft-locked into not progressing further. I'm not saying that will happen, but no one ever said I was money smart. I am not immune to impulse purchases. But carving a path to another stamina berry bush is going to be good for us because that's more stamina that we can get for free without needing to reset. Because that's how sleeping is resetting, didn't you know? But at the rate that we're going, maybe $1,000 isn't such a faraway goal as I thought. But we also run out of stamina way too fast. So how about more max stamina? And then maybe more swing power? That's still pretty cheap right now, but so is walking speed. So let's do that and then swing power. And I also totally forgot about the stamina drinks that I had. We don't talk about it. But after this tree, now we have access to another berry bush. And it just keeps going around that way, so it is getting closer to the light, and it is still that direction, but I also wonder if it wouldn't be better to just accumulate a bunch of money and not necessarily beeline there, but we are kind of doing both. Both is good. There is also a rock face right there, so are we going through just kind of like a narrow pass right now? Or is there a cave there with more mushrooms? It would be nice to get one of those lanterns because then we wouldn't necessarily have to sleep until morning to see what we're doing. We just sleep, and then when we wake up is when we wake up. Living that night owl life. Ooh, we can almost get through over here. But of course, some pesky trees in the way, and I can't even jump. But it's a good idea to take one of these berry bushes now, I think. Might as well take them on the way back, so we can save on the drinks that fully restore our stamina a little bit better. Although being able to sprint faster would also definitely be good, because this is an entire hike in itself getting back to the wood chipper. But we can still throw the logs from pretty far away, so that's exciting. I hope the radar beeps at me when we're getting close to a thing because I keep forgetting to check it. We're getting 50 meters away from the cabin right now, so that's cool. Ugh, just a single log get in the way. Get out of here. Okay, so there's another stamina bush right there, so let's clear a path to that. Beautiful. And restore. And then, where's the light? It's hard to see anything. I can see that it's about to get dark though, so maybe we return. I also noticed that we are collecting a little bit of weird drop things. Not really sure what that's about. Maybe that's relevant when we get to one of these fairies, because I think that's a fairy. Unless that's a really bright drone piece, in which case our drones can get RGBs. Cool. But also, going through this way makes this our 100th tree that we've chopped down. And the path that we're taking to get here is interesting, to say the least. We honestly might get to 1,000 before we reach that fairy light, which also might mean that there's gonna be a third tier of tree before we get to the fairy light. At least that means we don't need to spend our money right now. We are at $500, and we're only up to 31 mushrooms. Definitely need another one of those caves. And maybe it's worth it to carve a more direct line to the wood chipper because this is a little bit of a sneaking path that we're doing, although it's not too bad. But I also kind of just want to chop down more of these trees just so we can have a clear line of sight to the sky and make sure we're going the right path to the light, because I think I lost track of it right now. And these branches are like 2 trees thick. Okay, so we get a little bit of daylight poking out. Can't really see the light still. What tree's getting in the way? I think it's you. Or really, it's just all of these. So we can force ourselves a little bit of another clearing. Ooh, hold on. I see more mushrooms over there. A collection of them. Very nice. So we can do that, but I actually don't see the light right now. Did we go off the wrong way? Or did we pass it? It's a little hard to tell, but we're also about to lose all of our daylight. So now I see the benefit of the drone picking up the logs that we leave behind, because we are just clearing trees without doing anything to them. At least we were able to do a full daytime cycle without needing to rest early. And we still have stamina. Okay, so we see the light there, and next to the stamina bush here, we can still see it. So if we just focus on this direction as we move forward, okay, we're starting to go a little bit sideways. Oh wow, we went very sideways. What am I doing over here? I thought it was gonna be in like the middle of this rock thing, but nope, need to go a different way entirely. Great. You know what? We might as well start from this stamina bush and then chop our way back to the wood chipper. Might as well make the path a little bit shorter. Just enough that we can see where we're going and be able to actually move through there. So there actually wasn't that many tier 1 trees before we got to the tier 2 trees now, but also we're taking down these trees in one swing, so that's exciting. And that is a lot of lumber. But thankfully, when we harvest all of this, that should get us to 1,000. Yes! I don't even know what the tier 3 trees look like. But the good news is we don't have to worry about those anymore. Sharpen the axe. Yes. Ooh, very nice looking splitter axe. And we do have a little bit of money left over that we can increase our throw distance yet again, because we are going deeper into the trees, so that's a good idea. So the path that we carved through is right through here, over to this stamina bush, and then keep going this way a bit around the cliff to the next stamina bush. So these are kind of like trail markers too. And the tier 3 axe deals with the tier 2 trees very easily. I love it. I don't love that some logs are very far away to get though, but it looks like there is a fork in the path here because we were going that way, but there's a cliff right here going that way. I think that's it. I think that's a ferry. Hang on, little buddy, we're almost there. I'll deal with these logs later. Oh, and there's a mushroom cave right here too. Even better. So you're in an interesting little structure, aren't you? What does this even do? It is generating some sort of signal. So do we just pluck you out of there? Hi there, little fella. Ooh, we break it. Can we break it? I think we have the means to break it. We did it! Now I can finally stretch my wings and file a very strongly worded complaint. You go ahead and do that. So did that get us anything? Is the gnome back at base gonna be upset with us? I'm not sure, but now we have all of this lumber to pick up. But the worst part is there's lights going in all directions. So getting to all of them is gonna be quite the feat. But now we also have access to this mushroom cave. Even better. So that puts us at 46 mushrooms out of the 200 that we need for the light, goodness. But wow, the extra throw distance, we can be all the way back here? Wow, I didn't even realize that. Oh, I have found where the little drop things are used in the skin shop. There is a skin shop and there's a dweller skin. Oh, so that's the coins that are being spit out. Although they look more like these. Okay, so that's a thing. But I also know that the extra throw distance is much more appreciated in the daytime. So there you go. Amazing. And I do know that I am going to appreciate an upgrade to carry capacity, carrying 21 logs at a time because there's a lot here. And I think I see what the gnome was talking about with the blackout fog. This is, oh, I actually... It actually blacked out. Okay, I guess that lantern was more valuable than just working at nighttime. It's so you don't black out while working. But that should be the last of the logs that we cut down on the way to the ferry here, which it does go kind of further. Not really sure what's gonna be down this way, or if there's really any other paths that are worth traveling down this way, because I guess, oh, hold on, there is another light. Did I see that one from the cabin? Well, I guess there is reason to keep going this way. And hopefully find another mushroom cave. That would be a good thing too. And I can start to see it there, but it looks a little different. Oh wait, is that a mushroom cave? That might actually be a mushroom cave. But we are perfectly out of stamina now, so, oh, there's a bush right there. Oh no, stuck. Just gotta backpedal a little bit. And then we can get through here. There we go, more stamina. I don't think we can get all the way there, but we can get pretty close, although it is starting to become nighttime too, so we should definitely turn in these logs before we black out again. And looking at the map that he has, it seems like eventually we're gonna hit a river, and then there's gonna be something special over there. There's candy and there's bottles. That's what I get from that. Okay, so that's a light there, but the light that we saw further down this way was similar, but also different. A few more trees and the mushroom cave is, whoa. Well, this is actually a big mushroom cave. Wow. Hit the jackpot here. Giving Mario a run for his money. Which, funny enough, there's plumber sleeves and plumber pennies. Okay, this is really boosting our progress towards getting enough mushrooms for a lantern. Not quite enough, though. We're only at 88. At least we can go to the future, which for some people, mushrooms do that anyway. But is there anywhere really to go from here? Or is that mushroom cave just the end of it? We still haven't seen anything resembling a bridge. This might be the last time I let a gnome draw a map. It's super confusing. But one thing's for sure, we definitely need a big boost to our walk speed because that is so egregiously slow, all the back and forth, as well as more sprint endurance. So now we're able to sprint for longer, which is good. I just realized that I can look up while holding the stack of logs and it still goes way above my head until we throw it all and you kind of get a sense of it. So that mushroom cave that we saw, I don't think was that light. but it would help if we had a bit more sky to look at. It still seems pretty far away, and I guess we are kind of going that direction. We've, you know, all the logs that we have here, but then it stops at this cave, unless we continue going this way. At least if we do go this way, then there is more mushrooms. Oh, look at this. It's a little log with a bunch of mushrooms on it. Nice. Can we harvest this? Oh, just one. Perfect. But there's another stamina bush here, so that's good news. No idea where the light is now, though. Let's try to get a little bit of a clearing around this stamina bush until we can't anymore, and then, yeah, still lost track of the light. It's also about to turn into nighttime, and we are incredibly deep into the woods. Hopefully when we black out, it's just dropping the logs where we are instead of, you know, losing everything. But we're here now, and then we need to go over here. Oh gosh, I'm actually starting to get a little lost. And the blackout is happening. Oh dear. I think we're back. I think we're back. We are back. Throw the logs in. We're here. Oh, good. Whew. It actually goes away. Okay, so while we're here, what is this weird map that you drew, buddy? I guess we got to that fork that's like right there. And then there's something, but I don't think it was that fork because there's no bridge there. What way am I even looking right now? There's no north. It honestly might be more worth our time to go to one of these other lights around our camp that seem a little bit closer. Like that red one right there. So we just go, whoa, we're destroying the stumps as well in one go. Even better. Nothing's stopping me from getting to that light, said every moth ever. I don't even know if I'm going the right way, but this is honestly kind of satisfying. But there's a stamina bush right here, so we're at some kind of a checkpoint. Oh, I think I saw it. Or no, that was a weird little butterfly. Don't need to deal with any RGB butterflies right now. But sure enough, we have to go around a cliff yet again, but at least there's a mushroom log over there, and there we're back to tier 2 trees. And honestly, this is not very much stamina. Let's just take one of those drinks. Oh, it actually didn't maximize it. It did a portion of it. At least we're not too far from base camp. It honestly makes me wonder how far the throw upgrade can get to, because if we can just stay in the trees and throw to the wood chipper, then that would be awesome. Ooh, but there's another mushroom cave there. We're actually getting pretty close to the 200 mushrooms needed. And then we just follow the wood carnage as we make our way back to camp. I didn't even realize there were mushrooms along the path, just kind of got tunnel vision. Though it also seems like we need line of sight to the chipper to toss. At least we're still able to. And we're still getting tunnel vision, even though we're back at camp. Thank you for that. Let's get more throw distance. And more swing power. Check this out, we can throw the logs from the other side of the cabin without needing to look at the wood chipper. That is amazing. Just a whole bunch of logs being thrown in a no-look shot. It's like if Dude Perfect was a lumberjack. Only problem is all the logs that we're throwing right now are the tier 1 logs that don't really value anything right now. I'm also hoping going down this way there's another bridge, because I think there was, or maybe there wasn't. I know there's a river that runs through this entire area, but I don't think we have access to it unless we go down certain paths. And going more so south here, I'm not sure is the correct path. I'm also not entirely sure where that light is anymore, but I do see a mushroom cave over there, so why don't we just go there? Because we're actually getting kind of close to the requirement needed for the lantern. So a couple more over here, very nice. And that puts us at 139. Let's see, from the mushroom cave, can we see any deeper in? Ooh, I think I see it, right down there. So we just gotta line ourselves up with it and then tunnel vision the whole way. Hang on, little buddy, almost there. Hopefully these aren't like protectors of the forest, because they're not doing a lot of protecting right now. Ooh, hey, it's a bridge. Finally, we have a bridge over here. Also, are the trees changing? But here we have a bridge. And the trees are changing, so it's a good thing we got that tier 3 axe. So now we can struggle chopping these down. But I thought I saw a fairy thing. Aha, I do. Just on the other side of the bridge. So that is another fairy that we can release. I can't tell you how long I've been stuck in that orb. Those gnomes enslaved all of my friends, but I still see their lights. Yeah, I do too. And then the trees change again? There's another tier tree already. Wow, we made it pretty far down into the woods. And we've also cut down 250,000 of them. So now we have a point of reference further into the woods. Was there anything even further past that bridge? We might have needed to go down a different bridge to find one of those circled spots on the map. Let's see, where did we go? See, that's what makes the map super confusing. I thought we were going on that southern path right there, but there's no bridge there. So that is entirely confusing. Is there a bridge kind of down this way? Can one of those drones just be a map? What do you have to say? Thank you for helping my friends. I can still sense 4. Okay, that's it. But is there like a bridge that we can see from the cabin? That might be it over there. We can still chop a little bit. Also, to get to the next axe is 2,500. Also, is it just me or are those the higher tier of trees already? It is! What are these guys doing here? It just goes from tier 1 to tier 3. Whoa, there's a pipe. What is this about? There's a pipe? Now I'm really glad I can chop down these trees. Where does this go to? Is there a bridge down here? Can I chop down this rock? It's keeping me from going around the cliff. I'm trying to circumvent my duties as a lumberjack. Just let me through. Is that another clearing? It kind of looks like another clearing. What is this? I need to know. Drink another thing. There's a bridge. So this is kind of a point of reference. Now we know where that bridge is that was right next to camp. So the map is more or less accurate in a very frustrating kind of way, but this should mean that we can ramp up money pretty quickly since there are tier 3 trees that are so close. And how far in can we get? Is that another rock? I don't know, but we're out of stamina, so we gotta turn around. Okay, so now we are not doomed to tier 2 trees to make money. Good. And you know, the entire path of tier 2 logs that we left behind. Now we really need one of those drones. So let's see what a stack of tier 3 logs gets us. And maybe also get rid of this stump there. There we go. So all of them go into the wood chipper, and that is... Our money jumped to 785. I don't remember what it was before. Probably should have seen that. Don't worry about it. But the good news is that's a very monetary sufficient way of getting to 2,500 to upgrade the axe. Okay, so now that we know that that bridge is over that way, we cross it, and then it looks like we go left at the first available point, and then there's a green thing. And being able to throw the logs right from here is a huge time saver. Might as well just clear a path right to there. So we have a way home. Okay, so we get to the bridge, and then we cross it, and then we need to go left. Getting as many of these perfectly timed chops as we can. And the trees seem to be getting a little thicker too, so it's a little hard to see past them. We also don't have any of those drinks anymore, so we can't really replenish our stamina on the way. But there's a stamina bush right here too, even though that doesn't really seem beneficial right now. Not for the amount of chops these trees take. Okay, so a stack of tier 3 logs starting at 872. 21 of those gets us, that's about 200 for a stack of those. So the value of those logs are about 10? I think it's 10. But we could also use plenty of these drinks. So let's just fill up on those. And now it's red. So I guess that means we can't buy any more. Now I just hope I'm right about where this map is facing. That bridge was practically immediately over here, at least in relation to the other path that we were going down. So hopefully us continuing to go this way shows something useful, like more missing textures. Okay, so the cliff is starting to curve, I think. So we continue going this way, and then is there anything in the middle there we should maybe bank back towards? We do need a drink again, but that's the first one of 10. And we are already halfway through the day. We really need that lantern. But if we keep up these rapid chops, then we should be able to get pretty far with the amount of daylight we have. And there's a stamina bush here that we can get for free. Very nice. Another mushroom log here. And now, which way do we go? I may have gone off the beaten path a little bit. The cliff is still here, but this is kind of opening up weirdly too. Let's make our way back. We're about to lose daylight. Oh, and there's a mushroom cave right there. I need it. Ooh, and it's going pretty deep, actually. Hold on. There was a spot on the map that had like a underground section, wasn't there? I'm really kind of close here, but I need these mushrooms. If we drop the logs right here, then that'll be fine. But we have a passage to another section of trees. Oh, goodness, and there's more. But we have 200 mushrooms, so we have enough for a lantern, even though I don't think we're making it back to the camp necessarily. Well, you know what? It was a worthy venture, and so we'll just let the darkness take us. At least we have a nice amount of those sap droplings too, if that's what they are. And we still keep all of our earnings. Very nice. Now, give me this lantern. 200 mushrooms. Yes, we have a lantern. That was very snappy, but it just hangs there. Sweet, we have a lantern, so we can work at night. And it seems like it has a certain area too that also moves with the wobble. Can we upgrade this? Ready to customize the lantern? Yes, please. Oh, we can change the color of it. Wow. So we can make it, we can make it a black lantern, or we just make it bright white, or we make it blue. Dabba-dee-do, but also costs money to customize it? Why though? I don't think we need to customize this. We also don't have enough to customize it, so there's that too. But where the heck do we find a drone piece? So we're looking for drone wreckages? I see. Okay, so that part of the map there is what I was talking about, where it goes underground, kind of. At least I think that's what that is. So that would mean we greatly overshot the direction that we were going. Unless it's that, where we went down. Oh, this is so confusing. Your map sucks. Draw a better one. You know, I probably should have looked where the light in the sky is relative to the bridge. It's over to the right. Which I guess we were going this way a little bit before being sidetracked by a confusing map. I don't know what kind of foreman that gnome thinks he is, but he's not very good at it. But the good news is we do have the lantern now, so we should be able to continue through the night, as long as we have little drinks that we can slurpee. I also just noticed that we're 100 meters away from the cabin now. Whoa, and there's a light. Okay, that is a lot brighter than I thought it was. Now I'm really glad I didn't set it to all white. I think I need to clear a little bit of trees here. Oh, this is the next tier of tree. Well then, talk about a buzzkill. But the good news is we have made it through the night without blacking out. So we should be able to continue pretty seamlessly. Good. And the bushes respawn in ample time, so we might be able to save on the drinks actually. Which means that I guess we're gonna be spending a lot of time just gathering wood. You know what? Might as well just do the stuff that is really close to the chipper. And thankfully, these tier 3 trees should easily get us to upgrading our axe. And with one more full stack of trees that we can carry, we are there, 2,500. Level 4 axe now. And whoa, big blade. Am I a lumberjack or a dwarf? Well, either way, I feel like saving on the drinks for right now. And continuing our trek through the trees, which, okay, now that it's daytime, now I can see the clear difference between the tier 4 trees. The yellow light kind of throws it off a little bit from the lantern. And also, wow, these take a lot more chops to take down. Definitely gonna need an upgrade to swing strength, but it's also kind of hard to tell where to go now. I think we need to go more this way. Oh, where's that clearing that I was working on? It doesn't exist. Is something weird happening with those trees over there? They got like weird bases to them almost. Let's get closer and investigate. They're actually marked. Hold on. What is that about? Oh my gosh, I overshot where the light was. Really? I was going down this entire way and all I had to do was look left. It's because I didn't have Steve Rogers to remind me, but there it is. Fairy number 3. Bam. Never thought I'd smell fresh air again. I heard them laugh while I begged. Not all gnomes, just these cruel, greedy few. So there was an intro cutscene where there were trees that looked like this. I think these are the elder trees. So we have access to them. Wow. Wasn't expecting to get access to them so soon. I say as it's been like 2 hours. So if we just upgrade our axe one more time, we should be able to harvest the elder trees. But we still need to collect 1,000 of them. And I'm really upset I haven't found any drone pieces yet. It's like, I can't even tell what way I've been down. Yes, there's a bridge, but it's like, we went down for a ways before finding that bridge. So, like, what way is this map facing? Oh, we need 10,000 to get the axe to the final sharpness. Wonderful. Is the map, like, reversed? So, like, we're supposed to think about it like we're this way? We'll have to see if there's a sooner bridge kind of in this direction behind the portal. And there's a pass through here. So just gotta get these trees out of the way. And there's a bridge immediately. Okay, so the map is backwards. My goodness, that whole time. And we got tier 2 trees now, a lot sooner. Oh, we're also out of stamina because we didn't sleep. Well, at least there's a few stamina bushes over here. Okay, so thinking about the map now, if we go to the right, I think that's where the thing was that was gonna come up sooner. Okay, and there's a cliff there, and it does go over that way as well. So we should be a lot closer to the right path here. And we only have one energy drink left. So hopefully there's something indicative of us going the right way. There's another cave over here. Not sure that's quite what that means. The gnome's map sucks. The radar hasn't been working so far. Worst union ever. Or maybe we were still supposed to go to the left. It's hard to think about which way this map is going. Is it just like upside down, or is it like 180 flipped, like mirrored? Sure, it'd be nice if the radar did radar things, but there's no way of telling that either. Is there? Okay, there's a mushroom over that way. There's more mushrooms right through here. Not that I'm really sure there's a use for them anymore. Unless the drone pieces are like lost in the elder trees, which I sure hope isn't the case. Okay, so I think this is starting to go to one of those points where we can cross over to the other side of this little area. So I think if we cut through here, the circled spot on the map should be in another area like this. And we're back to tier 2 tree, so we're kind of seeing that. Oh, we're also kind of seeing where we were previously. So we are connecting, just in a frustrating way that doesn't really help us. Unless we keep going over this way. You know, looking at our path here, we actually might not have gone left far enough. So we have the wall here. And then it should branch over here, which it is kind of doing right now. I might not be reading the map right, but I think the drone should be somewhere in here. Oh, hello? Oh, the radar's finally going. Oh, good. Only took us being within like 5 feet of it. We're getting closer. I can't see anything that gives away a drone quite yet. It's getting, I see it. I can see it. Yes, finally a drone piece. After like 20 years of having to decipher the map, and of course we run out of stamina. Going through all of this trouble, and we still need to find 2 more pieces, but there's a drone piece. This is what happens when you try navigating with a faulty map. But at least we know now what way the map is really going, so that should make it easier to find the other 2 pieces. It looks like we could actually find them all in one complete loop if we're careful about it. So the south path here should be where we get to the other 2 pieces. First thing we gotta do is find the bridge. Found the bridge, and then let's see, if we go all the way in, that might be one way to do it, but I think another way was to go to the left, because there was like a tunnel of sorts. Which there is a mushroom cave right now, but I don't think that's what it means. Aha, we get far enough and there's another radar blip. Problem is these trees are very expensive to chop down, and we are, is that it? No, but we can see more elder trees, so at least we know where those are. It's blinking like it's very close. I didn't overshoot it again, did I? Oh, I can see the smoke right there. Well, that would explain it. But of course, we're not gonna have enough stamina for this again. Great. All right, you annoying little drone. Come here. So we just need one more piece, and if I am to believe we are where I think we are, then we just need to keep cutting this way. I sure hope I'm right. At least we have another bit of access to elder trees, which I hope the last drone piece is not in the elder trees. Okay, I think we might have gotten the one that was at the very top of the map, I guess. So if we go across the bridge that was immediately available and then focus on sticking to the right, then we should meet the little hook that wraps around to find the last piece. I hope I'm right anyway. It's annoying enough to have to decipher a map without having to worry about a gnome's sense of direction. Well, at least throughout this whole process, we accumulate enough money to increase the max stamina more. Okay, I think now we might be at that J hook that is on the map. So we keep going this way. There should be a tunnel of sorts. Just have to cut through even more of these annoying tier 4 trees. At least we have a few drinks to make it more of the way through. So there's another mushroom cave, and we're back at tier 3 trees? Oh boy, did I get lost. I approached from the other way, and there's the tier 3 trees again, but I'm still not seeing, oh, hello. I was about to say I'm not seeing a tunnel of sorts still, but I think this is it. I sure hope so. This is, wow. It's a whole cave full of mushrooms. And finally, there it is, the last drone piece. So how far away were we on this side? Because I've been cutting trees for a while, and I have not come across anything here. And there's the logs that we were at. We were almost there. Oh boy, cue the meme of the guys chopping down a diamond tunnel. Oh no, am I stuck? I can't get back into the mushroom cave. Oh, why would I get over here? Oh, great. Well, thankfully there's a button. Don't even care about the held logs anymore. Just give me the stinking drone. Hello, I found your pieces. Found all the missing parts, yes. I'm afraid I still need to charge you a few mushrooms to build it. Why am I not surprised? You need 200 for that. Of course you do. Thankfully, I happen to know of a cave where there is a whole bunch of them. There's gotta be at least 100 here. This cave is gonna look so boring by the end of it. And thankfully there is. We have 200 mushrooms again. Now let's chop down the tree here so we don't get stuck again. And there's our whole wood pile that we had. So we were really not that far away from the cave entrance on this side. Interesting how there's just random tier 3 trees in front of both entrances though. But now we have another connected loop back to our little cabin. And this greedy little gnome here can get the mushrooms he asked for. Now, give me the drone already. Oh, there's a landing pad too. Okay, that drone, I will say, is bigger than I thought it was. And we can use further mushrooms to upgrade it. Nice. Oh, is it gone already? Oh yeah, there it goes. To pick up logs that we left behind. And there is so many of them. Oh, and it has a battery. Whoa, it just abducts them. I wasn't expecting it to be a UFO kind of drone. I'm sure the people in New Jersey are gonna be happy about this. Or terrified. Either way, I think we've made a lot of progress today. There's still a lot more secrets to this game, so if you guys do want to see more, then be sure to let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video of Lumberjacked. And there's our drone right there. Thank you guys very much for watching. Sub to Intern.